I'll just cover up the whatever that is left out now. Regarding JIT, I have already given you some inputs while we were discussing the other topics. Okay, just in time, that is JIT. The sole philosophy behind JIT is you get the material, okay, when you actually require it. So that means you are not going to hold any inventory. When we are holding an inventory, it is sitting idle and we are only just wasting money on it. So the JIT system says that whatever wastes are, let us eliminate them so that we are able to deliver on time. When we say waste, what do we mean by waste? Waste means any activity or anything which is not adding value to my customer or to my processes. Okay, for example, when I am overproducing, when I am producing more than the demand, then it is a sitting inventory. My money is blocked there. At the same time, okay, there is a possibility just to liquidate that stock, I need to offer discounts. And when I have to offer discounts, that means I'm losing onto my probable profits. Okay, so overproduction. Waiting. When resources are waiting and sitting idle and are not getting utilized. Okay, so waiting is also one category of waste. Inventory, which we have already talked about. Transportation, when material is moving from point A to point B, okay, if we can cut down these transportations also, so that also becomes, I will be able to reduce my cost, and when I am able to reduce my cost, that automatically adds value to me as well as helps me in increasing my competitiveness in the market. Okay, अगर मेरे पास में ज्यादा margins रहेगा तो I can actually compete with others better. Example, Jio ने जो technology use किया, that with that they were able to actually save a lot of in their own costs, and they used it to actually take care of their competitors. Then over processing. Over processing means the quality which is acceptable to the customer, I do it even better than that. So is the customer going to pay me for that? Okay, हमने बीच में एक आध कुछ एग्जांपल्स लिए थे जहां पर हमने बोला था कि पेन आई विल बी सेलिंग इट, और वो आप लोगों को मैंने उस पे रेट्स लगाने को बोला था विथ एडिशनल फीचर्स. सो अगर आपके लिए वो वायबल नहीं है, कोई इतना एक्स्ट्रा वैल्यू नहीं ऐड कर रहा है, so it's obvious that you will not pay me extra for that, and that is over processing, giving them more features. A very good example for this was, did you realize that earlier the mobile phones used to come with earphones, and now they don't come with the earphones?
Yes, sir.
So why the earphones were removed? क्योंकि लोग उसके बाद में अलग से अच्छा ईयरफोन खरीदते थे. And then they realized, if we remove this, we will be able to save on some of the cost, because the companies are not manufacturing earphones, they are sourcing it from outside, and when they are sourcing it, it's a extra cost for them. They are not only just paying for the cost, but they are also paying for the margins of the supplier. Correct?
Okay, sir.
So
Yes.
that's the reason why it has been eliminated. Okay, so this is how a lot of things are being done. there are some of the equipments in which you don't get a charger also. You only just get a USB cable nowadays. Because customer के पास में चार्जर है, फोन है, उसका चार्जर पे लगा सकता है, USB केबल पे कनेक्ट कर देने का है. So I am able to cut down my cost there. That charger is not adding any value to me. Even customer is not that much keen about it. So even if I remove, it is not going to hamper my sales. Okay, so after that, motion. That's another category of waste. Unnecessary motion. That means unnecessary movement. अभी आपको अगर 2 बार किचन में जाने का है, एक चीज को अभी आप लेके जाओगे, बाद में दूसरी चीज के लिए भी वापस से जाओगे. So can you carry both of them at the same time? If that is possible, you are cutting down onto one more movement or one more visit to the kitchen. Correct?
So it comes into place in the part of logistics now. Motion.
It is in the it can be used in the in case of material handling as well as logistics too.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, then comes defects. In case of defects, you have to rework on it. So that means whatever efforts that you have put in, whatever processing that you have done, everything goes for a waste. And reprocessing is going to again eat up your time as well as cost. Then the workforce, which is not being used efficiently. When I'm saying workforce not being used efficiently, that means both the things. One, the workforce is sitting idle. लोड कम है, इसलिए मैं उनको खाली बिठा के रखा हूं, मेरे पास में उतना काम नहीं है. Fine. Second is when I am using a high caliber guy for a low job, that is also using the workforce inefficiently. क्योंकि उसमें फिर वो बंदा कुछ समय में फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाएगा, निकल जाएगा. So if when you give the right kind of job to the right person, that is what is using the workforce efficiently. Are we clear with all these categories of waste? Normally we always say 7 categories of waste, say 7 types of waste.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Any questions there?
No, sir.
Sir, you said normally 7, so which one is excluded generally?
Generally workforce के लिए लोग बोलते नहीं है इतना.
Okay.
But I
So
feel...
workforce would be like underutilized, no?
Sorry?
Workforce, you gave an example, that would be like underutilization, no?
See, underutilization and overutilization दोनों में problem है. If I am overutilizing them, okay, they will not be motivated enough. Then there is a possibility whenever there is a crisis situation, they may not perform. At the same time, वो लोगों का attitude ऐसा हो जाएगा, अरे कंपनी की वाट लगती है, लगने देना, अपने को कौन सा मिलने वाला है. So
yes, sir.
they will not be taking initiative on their own. Okay, so underutilization and overutilization, both are very dangerous. So how do we define what is the right utilization? You need to also keep a tab on their motivation levels. You need to continuously be in touch with them, talk to them, find out how they are feeling. Okay, और वो करने के कई तरीके होते हैं. एक तुम डायरेक्ट उनसे बात करते हो, दूसरा तुम उन लोगों से उन लोगों में अपने बंदे भी रखते हो जो आपको इनसाइट्स दे सके. जो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना चमचे, they are required. Okay, so all these things are actually going to lead you to lean manufacturing, wherein your costs would be only when there is a demand and you are able to be more flexible depending upon the demand. You are able to scale up, scale down, and everything. Okay, that is the reason why JIT concept becomes very important. Any doubts there?
No, sir.
Okay, so now when we talk about JIT, okay, it is about improving the process and making things available as and when it is required by the customers. Okay, so JIT will also focus upon having fewer suppliers so that I don't need to interact with much of them, and they should be dependable. बहुत ज्यादा लोग होते हैं तो आप हर एक पर डिपेंड नहीं कर सकते हो. So they should be, we should be able to depend on them. The JIT objectives are zero failures, flexible manufacturing, zero inventory, waste elimination, smooth flow processes, and zero lead time. ठीक है, zero होता नहीं है, but as minimum as possible. That is what we always look forward to. Even zero failures are not possible. Zero inventory is not possible. Okay, so we try to keep it as minimum as possible. Clear? This is the reason why we come to the concept of Six Sigma. Okay, कि mistakes कम से कम हो, deviations कम से कम हो. Okay, so the building blocks for making JIT happen are your process design, okay, your human resource and the structure of the organization, your product design. In case if your products are actually can be manufactured using modules, तो जैसा जैसे कस्टमर का रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगा उस हिसाब से मॉड्यूल्स को ज्वाइन करके you will be able to give a solution or a product to the customer. Okay, so product design becomes very crucial when we talk about JIT. Then manufacturing planning and control. यहीं पर सर्विस केस में it would be service planning and control, but normally services are always JIT. Depending upon the customer's requirement, they are prepared. Okay. So here we bank upon automation, a lot of preventive maintenance, keeping the flexible workforce, work standardization, close tie-up with the suppliers, okay, and maintaining good quality of the product all the time. TQM plays a very important role here. TQM is total quality management. It takes help of Six Sigma concepts and all other quality practices which will help you in terms of reducing your inventory, at the same time rework, and achieving better value for your product or services. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, JIT banks on pull system more than push system. Push system में आप बना करके मार्केट में डाल करके उसको पुश करने की कोशिश करते हो. Pull system में you act depending upon the demand. Now what do you do is you try to influence the demand. Okay, तो आप पहले ही एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स वगैरह डालोगे. जैसे अभी ये लोग अभी रिपब्लिक डे का उसका भी सेल वगैरह था ना. करेक्ट, इट वाज ऑन.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
है ना. तो वो सब के लिए कितना पहले से वो लोग ऐड देना शुरू कर देते हैं. दैट इज हाउ यू क्रिएट दैट डिमांड. ओके, फिर डिमांड जब क्रिएट हो जाता है तब फिर उसको सर्विस करते हैं. उस हिसाब से अपना बैक एंड ऑपरेशंस मैनेज करते हैं. ठीक है. पुल मतलब हम लोग बैठे नहीं रहेंगे कि भाई ठीक है डिमांड आएगा तब हम करेंगे. हम डिमांड भी मैनेज करते हैं. फाइन.
Sir, so basically that pull system is everyone follows, right? Like no one wants to sit idle.
Yes, but nobody says that we are trying to create this.
Okay,
But करते सभी हैं.
got it, sir.
Okay. जो भी मैंने अभी बात किया वो सब चीजों का further more details have been provided in this slide. When we talk about JIT, we are looking at manufacturing at a level ताकि वो अपना workforce utilization वगैरह बराबर रहे. Inventory should be as minimum as possible. Kanban system we'll look at now. आगे थोड़ा सा दिया है, मैं आपको बताऊंगा. Okay. So these are some of the things which if you just go through, you will be able to make out better. Okay. आपको examples इसमें काफी मिल जाएंगे to talk about. Okay. Can we move forward?
Yes, sir.
ये बाकी का आप लोगों के रेफरेंस के लिए है, especially for people who would be going in for operations as their specialization. So it is for them, but only for reference. It's not a part of your syllabus, but this will give you a better understanding in terms of difference between MRP, JIT, okay, and what are the prerequisites. JIT के लिए सबसे पहला prerequisite is that your suppliers have, your relationship with the suppliers have to be very good, and they should be as close by as possible, so that you don't need to hold inventory. Lead time should be as minimum.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
this is what it is. मैंने ये रेफरेंस के लिए काफी चीजें मैंने इधर पर डाला है, ओके, जो आप लोगों को देखना पड़ेगा. फाइन.
Yes, sir.
It is not for regular this thing. Kanban system में normally 2 bin system होता है, 3 bin system होता है. So आप वहां पर क्या करते हो कि ये आपका मैन्युफैक्चरर साइड हो गया और ये आपका सप्लायर साइड हो गया. So you will have a 2 bin system here and you will have a 2 bin system here. दोनों भी बहुत ज्यादा इन्वेंट्री नहीं रखेंगे. ये आपका प्रोडक्शन लाइन है, तो आप एक बिन का मटेरियल इधर पर पुश करोगे, ओके, फॉर द प्रोडक्शन. इसके लिए कई कंपनीज को देखोगे ना, तो वो लोग ज्यादा से ज्यादा 1 दिन का या 2 दिन का इन्वेंट्री रखते हैं. दैट इज 1 बिन. ओके, सो एक बिन आपका इधर पर मूव किया. जैसे ये मूव किया तो ऊपर वाला बिन का मटेरियल बेसिकली बिकम्स द next lot to be used, and the minute your second lot gets empty, there is an order which is placed with the supplier, and supplier supplies only just 1 bin of material, okay, and this material moves to the lower bin and they produce material for this second bin and again replenish it. So हर एक को इधर पर भी इनको थोड़ा सा ही इन्वेंट्री होल्ड करना पड़ रहा है, यहाँ पर भी इन्वेंट्री काफी कम होल्ड करना पड़ता है. सो दैट वे दे आर एबल टू कट डाउन देयर कॉस्ट ड्रास्टिकली, एंड सिंस द सप्लायर्स एंड मैन्युफैक्चरर्स आर क्लोज बाय, द लीड टाइम इज हार्डली एनीथिंग. कई बार तो जस्ट इन सम आवर्स you are able to get your replenishment. This was the reason why Tata's had set up their supplier base also immediate close to their factories only. Okay, this is called as Kanban.
Yes, sir.
इसके
Sir,
बारे
it
में
would
भी,
mostly be used in batch production, no?
sorry,
This Kanban would be used mostly in batch production, no, sir?
इवन जब हम लाइन प्रोडक्शन की भी बात करते हैं, वो एक्चुअली में पर डे या पर शिफ्ट वाला हिसाब रहता है ना. तो आप इन्वेंट्री जो 1 बिन की बात कर रहे हो, दैट कुड बी अबाउट 1 शिफ्ट मटेरियल और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट.
Okay, sir.
ओके, सो आप इन्वेंट्री बैचेस में लेते हो, बट प्रोडक्शन कंटिन्यूस रहता है. ओके,
Okay, sir, got that.
हाँ. सो हियर एवरीथिंग इज बेस्ड ऑन द पुल सिस्टम. प्रोडक्शन में अगर डिमांड है तो ये पुल हुआ, ये पुल हुआ तो नेक्स्ट बिन का इधर पर पुल होता है, उसके हिसाब से एन ऑर्डर इज पुल्ड. ठीक है, ऑर्डर इधर पर आ गया and this also pulls down. So it works majorly on pull system. ये सब मैंने कैलकुलेशंस का वो बिन कैलकुलेशंस वगैरह कैसे किया जाता है वो सब भी मैंने इधर पर इंडिकेशन दिया है. इतना सारा डिटेल्स is not for any for everyone. Okay, even for the examination and syllabus you don't need to refer these things. Fine. Clear?
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि क्या होता है कि बाद में हम लोग स्पेशलाइजेशन में ये सब चीजें कवर करते हैं, बट उसके पहले स्पेशलाइजेशन चालू होने के पहले लोगों का इंटर्नशिप होता है. सो students who would be opting for operations specialization and will be taking up operations internship, for them these things may be helpful. Okay, coming to quality control. Normally quality is always an attribute and it is not a property because we cannot quantify it. Okay, so people have defined quality in a different way. For example, like quality, just a second. Yes, so people have defined quality in different way. The best way which I liked it is fitness for use. Okay, and it is more so ever it is perceived. People perceive quality. The way one person perceives the quality, the other person may perceive it differently. So I look at it as a perceived attribute. Okay. A very good definition is conformance to specification. That means whatever that you have specified, conforming to it. So ab jitna for example, when we talk about delivery of Amazon, they tell you that it will be delivered in 5 days and they deliver you in 4 days. अच्छा लगता है ना? Quality of delivery is better. Perfect?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
है
sir.
ना? अब मुझे एक बात बताइए, कभी कभी कुछ मटेरियल इधर ही मुंबई में ही से ही पिकअप करके फिर इधर अपने पास में आना होता है और उसमें भी वो 4 दिन में ही डिलीवर करता है, 5 दिन बता के. कैसा लगता है?
बुरा लगता है सर.
है ना? So
Yes, sir.
but still we say that quality of delivery is good because they promised something and they were able to stick to their promise. They delivered as per their promise. The minute it goes beyond, we will not like it. Just imagine 5 दिन बोलता है, ओके, और वो इंडिया के किसी भी कोने से ला करके तुमको देता है. अगर वो 1 दिन पे डिले हो जाए, do we give them that benefit of doubt कि अरे यार इतना दूर से आ रहा है तो?
No, sir.
No.
कस्टमर केयर में फोन करके जम के बजाते हैं ना,
सर मेल भी डालते हैं.
और कई बार ऑर्डर भी कैंसिल करते हैं.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so quality is majorly about keeping your promise. Whoever actually commits something and sticks to its promise is a good quality person, is a good quality service, it's a good quality product. Okay, बाकी इसमें काफी कहानी आप लोगों के लिए मैंने पढ़ने के लिए छोड़ा है. Okay, people have defined it differently, but based on my experience, I have defined it as a perceived value of the product for which the customer is willing to pay. Okay, कई बार हम ब्रांड इमेज की वजह से भी पैसा देते हैं ना.
Yes, sir. Most of the times.
So it is our willingness to pay for it. So that's how I define quality. If the customer is willing to pay for it, it's a good quality product. If customer is not willing to pay for it, it's not a good quality product. Okay, now when we look at meaning of quality, it is different for a producer and it is different for a consumer. Okay, we talked a lot about consumer, but now let us look at from the producer's point of view. For him, it is about conformance to the specification. जितना specification बोला है मेरा बराबर उतना हो रहा है कि नहीं. But when we look at customer, he looks at it from the point of view of the characteristics, features, and how well those it is able to perform and give you the promised features. For example, अगर आपने बोला कि आपके फोन में IR blaster भी होना चाहिए, it is there in the specification. It's a feature which is there. अब अगर वो बराबर काम नहीं करता है तो you may feel cheated. या फिर अगर वो ज्यादा डिस्टेंस से काम नहीं कर रहा है तो उसमें फिर आपको लगता है अरे यार इसका IR blaster इतना अच्छा नहीं है. It has met the specification, but it is not able to give you the service that you are expecting. Okay, so bottom line is fitness for consumers use is the ultimate meaning of quality. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So various dimensions of quality, that is, one is the performance of the product, then the features, reliability, that means whatever the features are being promised, wo deliver ho raha hai ki nahi, can you are you able to use it when you want to. So then this next is serviceability, durability, appearance of the product, customer service, that is after sales, and safety. When we look at safety, that means जैसे अभी कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, they have sharp edges and all. Toys वगैरह के केस में sharp edge products are sharp edge toys are not considered to be a good quality toys, correct? So safety of usage becomes important. आप लोग उधर इसमें CCD वगैरह में आप कॉफी वगैरह लेते हो, उसमें देखो वो जो जग रहता है, जो पेपर जग रहता है, उसमें पूरा उसका टेम्परेचर वगैरह के बारे में भी इंडिकेशंस वगैरह सब कुछ दिया जाता है. इट इज ओनली जस्ट टू एंश्योर द सेफ्टी ऑफ द कंज्यूमर. ओके.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the cost of the quality. Quality comes at a cost, and now when we look at cost, there are two aspects to it. One is preventive, the other is corrective. When we look at preventive, that means whatever cost that incurs to prevent the defects, the cost which we incur to detect the defects in the final product. So detection and prevention both will basically go under prevention itself, preventive costs, and cost of scrap, rework, warranty claims, this would be corrective. मतलब प्रॉब्लम हो गया, अब हम उसको करेक्ट करेंगे. So these are actually more expensive as compared to these ones. So people prefer to invest in here rather than investing on this side. Now, when we look at quality, quality needs to be managed starting from the start till the end. That means आपका input से लेकर के output तक पूरा आपको manage करना पड़ेगा. You will have to ensure the quality of the material, raw material that you are taking in, or the quality of the inputs. You need to ensure that your processing is also done appropriately. Okay. And when we talk about output, it has to match the specifications too. Okay. So input, you need to have quality practices established at the inputs also during the transformation process, as well as during your output also. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The tools that you use for quality management are Pareto, which is also called as 20-20 principle, 80-20. Okay, 80-20. Fine. Flowcharts, check sheets, which is nothing but checklists also, जैसे आपको आप पूरा चेकलिस्ट बनाते हो और टिक मार्क करते हो ना, ये काम हो गया, ये काम हो गया, ये काम हो गया करके. Fine, that way you are not going to miss anything. But then making checklist thoroughly becomes important. Then histograms, scatter diagrams, SPC is statistical process control charts, cause and effect diagram, also called as root cause analysis, fishbone diagram. Okay, you use these to actually manage quality. This is an example of a SPC, statistical process control, where you define your control limit, control line. Just if I say, if I'm manufacturing a marker, okay, uska tip ka size, I define it to be as say 1.2 mm. Fine. Now, when I'm manufacturing it, there is a possibility that I may get 1.3, 1.35 mm also. At the same time, I may get 1.15 or 1.78 mm also. Correct? So all of them may not be giving me exactly 1.5, but customer will, when customer looks at, he is not going to actually measure it using a micrometer, correct? Or a vernier caliper. तो 100% उसको उधर पर इतना ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं दिखेगा. But when we are talking about manufacturing, that time all these deviations are not acceptable. If I am having a tip of of 2 mm or 1.75 mm, so that means I am using more of the material resource. Correct?
Yes, sir. Even it will add up to your cost.
It will add up to your cost. So आपके profits कम हो जाते हैं. That's the reason why you keep on tracking them. Okay? And आप उसमें फिर upper control limit define करते हो, lower control limit define करते हो. इसके अंदर जितना भी है will be acceptable. Anything that goes beyond upper control limit and lower control limit is not acceptable. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That is how we use it.
Sir,
Even
what
that-
was Pareto analysis, sir? Like, I didn't get the 80-20 thing. Like, 80%
Okay.
is.
हाँ, अभी जैसे हम लोगों ने ABC एनालिसिस किया. If you observe, the number of items which were there, which were actually contributing to 80% of your inventory value, were hardly around 20% of it. If you look at quantity wise numbers. Same thing happens in case of operations management also. अगर आप न्यूमेरिकल्स को देखोगे, उसमें देखोगे तो वेटेज काफी ज्यादा है as compared to theory. So अगर न्यूमेरिकल्स में वेटेज ज्यादा है, ओके, सो अगर मैं उसको टाइम पे करता हूँ और कम टाइम में उसको मैं मैनेज कर लेता हूँ, so I will be able to score more, okay, with lesser time. अभी आप सोचो,
Okay, sir.
एक 10 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन को जब आप लिखना शुरू करोगे, थ्योरी, कितना पेज लिखना पड़ेगा?
So like three pages, 3 to 4.
3-4 सर.
3 से 4. 10 मार्क का न्यूमेरिकल करने जाओगे, ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक पेज.
1.5 पैक मैक्स.
Yes, sir.
नहीं, 1.5 भी नहीं लगता है. अगर 1.5 का है ना, तो आप समझ के चलो कि 15 मार्क्स का होगा. ओके, सो यू विल बी एबल टू, दैट इज नथिंग बट एक्चुअली पैरेटो ही है. लाइफ में यू विल कम अक्रॉस अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स. ओके, प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत सारी दिखेगी, बट उसमें से एक दो जो सबसे ज्यादा सीवियर होगी, देखोगे वो एक आधी होगी. आपने उसको हैंडल किया, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ योर प्रॉब्लम्स आर टेकन केयर ऑफ. सो दैट इज पैरेटो.
So even
80%
income
of the
मतलब
problem
business
is
income
solved.
ना,
सॉरी,
तो मतलब बिजनेस को जो रेवेन्यू मिलता है वो उसके जो कोर प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं वो 80% उससे मिलता है और 20%.
yes, 80% of the revenue comes from 20% of the product,
Yes, sir. Yes.
and rest of the 80% will contribute only to 20% of the revenue.
20%.
Yes, sir.
That is where you can apply Pareto. और लाइफ में हर जगह देखने को मिलता है यार ये. ओके,
राइट.
आप अपने दोस्तों का लिस्ट भी बनाओगे और उनको वैल्यू पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखोगे तो गिन के एक दो होंगे जो तुम्हारी लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे, बट आपके पास में दोस्त बहुत होंगे.
राइट
Pareto gets applied almost everywhere.
राइट.
Okay, so that's the reason why I say operations management is very close to real life. If you start observing them all around, you don't need to sit and study actually. All you need to do is just look for the applications around you.
यस सर.
ये आपका रेफरेंस के लिए दिया है which talks about different types of errors. We can skip it here, but this is how you identify outliers. अभी आजकल ये चीजों को ना यूज करते हैं इवन इन एनालिटिक्स. जो हम लोग AI बेस्ड बोल रहे हैं ना, वो एक्चुअली में और कुछ नहीं, वो यही है. The minute there is a trend, it will start tracing it. Ideally, it should have been like this, but the minute there is something which goes beyond the control limits, this is what needs attention. कोई एक कंपनी के सारे ट्रांजैक्शन इस तरह से हो रहे हैं, इसी अमाउंट के हो रहे हैं, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन एक बड़े अमाउंट का हुआ, तो देखना बहुत जरूरी है. करेक्ट?
Yes, sir.
So these are the concepts which are also being used in AI. Okay, यही सब है, but actually हम लोगों को कई बार we are not able to identify, connect with it actually. So ये process capability ratios है, you don't have them. House of quality is
So what was
another.
type 1 and type 2 error? आपने तो previous slide में था सर.
हाँ,
Type 1 error and type 2 error वो क्या है सर?
ये एक्चुअली आपके आप जो एरर्स जो होते हैं ना, आप उनको कैटेगराइज करते हो. ओके, कुछ रहते हैं जो कि आपके मतलब विद इन द प्रोसेस लिमिट्स होते हैं, और कुछ आउट ऑफ देम होते हैं जिसके लिए कि आपको मतलब नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल काइंड ऑफ.
Okay, sir.
कुछ होते हैं जिनको आप प्रोसेस करेक्शन करके कंट्रोल में ला सकते हो, कुछ को आप प्रोसेस कंट्रोल से भी नहीं कर सकते हो, आपको उसके लिए कुछ अलग तरह के डिसीजंस लेने पड़ते हैं. ठीक है?
Okay, समझ गया.
I have given you the reference, आप उधर पर देख सकते हो, but these slides are only for references. These are not a part of your syllabus, so ज्यादा टेंशन मत लेना.
यस सर.
There is a concept of house of quality which we actually use in terms of product designing as well as ensuring whether the product is conforming to the specifications from the producers as well as customers point of view. एक एग्जांपल इधर पर दिखाया हुआ है how it is being done actually. Okay, so आपका डिजाइन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आप इधर मेंशन करते हो, you can see it here. Okay, customers requirements वो आप यहाँ पर मेंशन करते हो. Then target values what you are supposed to achieve वो आप यहाँ पर डालोगे. For different models which are under comparison उनका सबका आप लिखते हो यहाँ पर. Okay, कॉम्पिटिटिव असेसमेंट हर एक के बेस में वो रिलेशनशिप मैट्रिक्स में आप डालते हो और उस हिसाब से ये वैल्यूज यहाँ पर आप क्रिएट इवेलुएट करते हो. एंड दिस विल हेल्प यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइंग which all parameters you are missing and where you need to actually work upon. Okay, ये बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में मैंने नहीं डाला है इधर पर, बट yes, I have given you the references. आप एक बार भी देखोगे तो you will be able to gain more insights into it. ये सब हम लोग जब डिटेल्स में बहुत ज्यादा मतलब एडवांस और ऑपरेशंस मैनेजमेंट में उधर पर हम करते हैं. These are advanced topics. आपको सिर्फ पता होना चाहिए, इसके लिए मैंने यहाँ पर इसको मेंशन किया है.
Okay, sir.
Then the other concept which is important is quality circle, wherein companies they develop this kind of circles wherein group of people, they come together, they are trained on problem analysis and data collection and problem analysis techniques. So वो लोग they whatever after training they are given set of assignments to be taken care of, and that is actually based on the real life problems that they are facing. So वो लोग उससे ही related data collection करते हैं, problem identify करके data collection, and then the analysis is conducted. उसके base पर they will come up with a couple of solutions, and the best solution is implemented and presented to the team again. Now this is also done with different teams. तो दूसरी टीम को भी प्रेजेंट किया जाएगा उसमें. if they have also faced similar problems, they will come up with, they will share their ideas. So you are able to take advantage of learnings of the other circles too. कभी कभी you don't have a solution, so when you are discussing it with the other circle, they may come up with a solution. Okay, so it is evaluated and worked out and taken forward. It's a voluntary group of persons. बोला जाता है voluntary, but real में it is actually kept open, and sometimes people are actually nominated for it. Fine. Then Kaizen basically talks about continuous improvement. So whatever that you have finalized, you have streamlined, you will again re-look at what are the areas of improvement, and then you will work it upon. There is something called as capability maturity model, CMM. Now CMM has total 5 levels that we talk about. Normally जब आपके प्रोसेस स्ट्रीमलाइन मतलब है, डिफाइन आपने मतलब कंसिस्टेंटली आप एक ही तरह से कर रहे हो, सो दैट इज योर इनिशियल लेवल प्रोसेसेस. आपका जो ये रहता है ISO वगैरह, दैट कम्स टू सेकंड लेवल, वेयर इन सेकंड एंड थर्ड दोनों के बीच में बोल सकते हो, बिकॉज द प्रोसेसेस आर रिपीटेबल एंड आर डिफाइंड. सो दैट इज योर ISO के लेवल का. When they are managed better and have the capability of changing themselves depending upon the market demands. So when they have better flexibilities and all and are better managed, it is CMM level 4, and best is to have CMM level 5. That means you are the market leader at that juncture. Your practices are being followed by others, and your practices are benchmark practices for others. So Kaizen is basically continuous improvement. That's a concept. Okay. Six Sigma is about having very less errors. Normally we are talking about 3.4 defects per million. That means out of 10 lakh iterations, only 3.4 defects, which is almost zero. Okay, 99.99966%. It always follows the methodology of defining the quality, measuring the quality, analyzing the defects, improving the processes so that defects are reduced, and then ensuring that the processes are working as per definition. Okay, then Six Sigma is a concept, okay, wherein it uses all the concepts of TQM to arrive at. Six Sigma is more of quantitative, whereas TQM is quantitative plus qualitative, but majorly qualitative. When we talk about quality, ISO and all, we always talk about PDCA cycle, which is plan, do, check, act. Whatever you plan, okay, do it, check whether it is as per the plan. If there are any deviations, again, then act according to that. That is PDCA, plan, do, check, act. In some of the cases, it is also indicated as PDSA, that is plan, do, study and then act. Okay, so उस तरह से भी कुछ कुछ जगहों पर इंडिकेट किया हुआ है. Fine. This becomes the base for ISO. Okay. ISO is your International Organization for Standardization. That means this organization, it only just defines the standards, and they have nominated some, identified some, shortlisted some third party who actually do the certifications after studying your processes. So they provide certification on behalf of ISO depending upon the processes, how you have defined and how you are managing them. इसमें कई अलग अलग तरह के ISO स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं. ओके, सो एक हेल्थ वगैरह से रिलेटेड भी है. वी आर डेफिनेटली अवेयर ऑफ ISO 9000. हाँ, बट अदर देन 9000 देयर आर अदर्स आल्सो. ये ISO स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉर हेल्थ है जो आप देख रहे हो. 13000 सीरीज है, 15000, 18000, 27000 एंड 7000. ये आपका 9000 का जो है रेफरेंस ये है. सो ये 9000 सीरीज है जो नॉर्मली ज्यादातर लोग यूज करते हैं. अर्लियर इट वाज वेरी मच डिफाइंड ओनली फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, बट नाउ इट इज आल्सो फॉर सर्विसेज. एंड दीज आर द sub clauses that they have. 4 is for QMS, that is quality management system. 5 is for management responsibility. 7 is for product realization. 6 is for resource management. 8 is for measurement analysis and improvement. These are some of the sub clauses which are the most popular ones and are applicable for all, even including manufacturing as well as a service organization. Okay. इसी तरह से 14000 भी है. ये सब मैंने आपके रेफरेंस के लिए डाला है ताकि आपको पता रहे. कंट्रोल चार्ट्स आई हैव ऑलरेडी टॉक्ड अबाउट, बट उसमें कुछ लोग इवन न्यूमेरिकल्स वगैरह भी लेते हैं. ओके, सो जस्ट टू गिव यू एन आइडिया हाउ डू वी वर्क आउट पी चार्ट, एक्स चार्ट, आर चार्ट, और उसके लिए हम कंट्रोल लिमिट्स कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं. आई हैव गिवन दिस फॉर रेफरेंस. ओके, सो if anybody is interested, मैं उनको बाद में अलग से करवा सकता हूँ. ठीक है, but this is not a part of your syllabus as of now.